Well, hey everybody. Welcome to the update preview stream. This is Bugs here. I'm joined today by Miss D and Artemis. Say hi, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hi guys.
So, it is 1 week until the big update and forced wipe, and we're over here on staging to show off some new stuff, mainly the new tin can alarm. Real quick before we get into it, if you're wondering when server wipes are, for Rustafied servers, it is the Thursday wipe, weekly wipe servers. So that's your mains, your smalls, your trios now, and minis, which previously were Zen Labs, and the like. And they do wipe at the regular scheduled time for the region, 3 p.m. local time for each region. That means AU SEA was like 11, 12 hours ago. EU was 3 hours ago. And the US servers will wipe in just 2 hours at 3 p.m. EST. Now, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to do at MissD_that's me in chat. We'll get to as many questions as we have the opportunity to, although I do want to give you a heads up. It is going to be a shorter one today, as I do have a house guest, and we've got some afternoon activities planned. So, and also, there's really just kind of the tin can alarm to show off. So I don't think we need a whole hour to show off this tin can alarm, if I'm being completely honest. But with that, let's get into it. We're over here on staging, and the tin can alarm did get merged in earlier this week. And so we're able to see what this kind of perimeter alarm kind of is. And what it is not just for base defense, as maybe originally was thought, but it's actually been allowed to be placed on trees and at various monuments as well. And what it is kind of just a low level, cheap to craft. It's 100 wood and 2 empty tuna cans to craft. I feel like it would be cool if they added the bean cans in as an option too, potentially, but yeah, we'll see. But you basically plop the original thing down, and then you run a wire, which ends up being that kind of trip wire, and you can run it to a tree or a building or various things on monuments, just like you do the electrical wires of sorts. It does have a max length of, I don't know, what do we think? Like two foundations,
Yeah, it's
maybe?
about
If
2 foundies. Yep.
yeah, kind of thinking two foundies and a little bit less maybe. But and then when you place that wire, it's a pretty thin wire. It's kind of can be kind of hard to see. It can be easy to kind of obfuscate it in some shrubbery or the like. And when you or someone runs through it, it has this gay little bike bell that goes off. So that is it. And it can be used as kind of a perimeter alarm around your base again, or just if you're in a monument and you're looting something and you want to know when people are coming, you can put it around in monuments and various other places. And it's pretty easy to destroy. It's only got 50 HP, so a couple whacks from something and you can destroy it. You can't place it on the roads, as you can see here at the moment. And there's certain things that you can't connect it to, but you can kind of connect it to the ground if you don't have anything else in the way or in the space to like kind of connect it to. And it does still work, although if it is connected to the ground, people can kind of jump over it potentially if they see it. But again, it it's pretty cheap to craft, just 100 wood, 2 empty tuna cans. It's a default blueprint, no workbench required. And so it's a pretty low tier thing, but also, again, it can be taken out pretty easily. It can be destroyed without too much difficulty. And I believe the radius that you can hear the bell go off is about 50 meters. And so anywhere within that range, you'll kind of hear this little bell go off. And you can use it to alert yourself of trespassers. And yeah, no electricity required. It's literally just wood and some empty cans. And that is the tin can alarm. And we can say with pretty much confidence that the tin can alarm will go live in the update next week. And so we'll see this in game probably for the August 1st update and for swipe. Now, also, we did earlier in the week get a tweet from Facepunch that gave some preview screens of the Radtown Redux monument that's coming up. And so that monument given these screens, it's kind of our first real solid look at what this monument is. Of course, this is a throwback to the monuments of Legacy and the rat towns of Legacy, and it does definitely, given the images and screenshots, kind of have that vibe for sure. It is a monument that has a road running through it, and it has roughly like 8 outbuildings surrounded by kind of a stone wall. And this stands to be an opportunity for numerous looting and PvP and maybe PvE. I don't know that I see any scientists in the screenshots. Given it is a rad town, I imagine it will have radiation. So you'll probably need some rad protection there, but hopefully that makes it more of a mid tier monument with some decent loot that actually makes it worth going to. And yeah, it looks like progress on that is coming along very nicely. This has been in the process for several months now. And so maybe we'll see it for the August update. I'm not so confident in that because it's not merged into staging yet and we're only a week away. So it might have to wait until the September update. But man, I don't believe we're already hitting August here. Where did this year go? But anyway, we might see it next month, but probably more like in the fall, we'll see this Radtown Redux monument go live. Also, more progress is being made on the shields, and this is going to be a new layer of defense for players in the game. What we're seeing with the shields is basically going to work with certain weapons, certain melee weapons, and like pistols, probably. It will be stored on the backpack slot, and therefore it will be visible on your back and protect your back from things. And then when you bring out a weapon that it's compatible with, like the salvage sword or the M92, then the shield will automatically equip on your left hand. And you'll be able to hold right mouse button to block and defend attacks. And basically, the shield will take damage, and that damage will result in lowering the condition of the shield. And then when the shield gets to zero condition, it will break and disappear. So that's what we're seeing based on the commit so far. No sign of when the shield will make it in, possibly for August. But again, like the Radtown Redux, it's not on staging yet. And so it's kind of hard to say with any level of confidence when this might make it in. But nevertheless, shields are making good progress. There's a bunch of other stuff being worked on as well. There is a new cupboard skin on the way. This looks like a hosting collab with Shockbite, I think is the yeah, Shockbite is the hosting company. And the idea, the word on the street about this is if you host a server, if you buy a server with Shockbite, you'll get access to this skin in game. So a little incentive to host with those people. I don't have any experience with that host, so I can't say anything about if they're good or bad or whatever. But this is an interesting partnership and incentive opportunity for people to get this new cupboard skin. Also, there's more zipline improvements. We saw some more the other week, and basically what they did was modified these ziplines to be higher up and travel for a greater distance. They also added some more things to the platforms so that it didn't require as much climbing up and everything like that. And what we're seeing this week is basically an increase to the max zipline travel. And also, they fixed some overlap issues which were occurring after the first pass of the zipline improvements earlier in the month. This, I don't believe, is merged onto staging yet, so we can't really show it off, but it does seem like one of those things that very likely could make it in for the update next week. And so we'll have more information as that does become available. They did fix player being left holding cards if they got kicked from the card table during a game for being idle too long, and basically just some idle fixes. They're doing some more work on the Cliff rework project, and they did some more work on the ocean wreck and underwater dive site. So this looks like it's going to be a new point of interest and maybe loot opportunity underneath the water. It will probably go live with the Ski-Doo thing, which is that individually propelled kind of underwater submersible. It's not a vehicle, it's just something that the player holds in front of them. and it's got a little motor on it, so it propels them through the water a bit. That almost went live last month, but wasn't quite controlling and behaving the way they wanted. So they held it off for another month, but I think there is a good likelihood that we might see this go live next week. Alternatively, maybe they'll wait for these dive sites and this ocean wreck to be ready to go because I don't get the sense, given the development cycle that we've seen on the ocean wreck and underwater dive site, I don't think those are going to be ready to go live next week, but we will wait and see and let you know. Of course, next week we'll have a full article on rustafied.com for everything coming in the update, and we'll also be live same time, same place to let you know on the stream everything coming in the update and when specifically the update goes live. In other news, there's more work being done on the Wolf AI. So they're kind of just updating the Wolf AI, making the wolves a little smarter, a little more turny, if that makes sense. They're turning around. They're doing some stuff with the wolves turning. I don't know, changing direction. So we'll see some maybe smarter wolves in the near future at some point. They're doing some initial work on server side ragdolling. So a lot of times when a player dies and the body turns into a ragdoll, all that is being done on the client side. And I think given the motorcycles and the physics related with that, they're playing with having that stuff be done on the server side. I'm not crazy about seeing extra stuff being added to the server side processing because I will be straight. The performance is not great right now on the server side. We have seen the performance take a dip due to, or I should say, after the recent updates, specifically the anti cheat updates. Some baseline things were changed, and we're just noticing, especially on our higher pop servers, that we're not getting as good of performance as we have had in previous months. This has been reported to the devs, but I'm not sure what actions are being taken, if any, on this. But in the meantime, what we are doing is lowering the population of our higher pop servers. So if you notice, like EU main, we'd love it to be 900, we'd love it to be 1,000. But more important than cramming as many people as we can in, it's performance. Performance is paramount to the amount of people in there. And so we are limiting the slots in those servers. And you can expect the same on our other higher pop servers, such as medium 3 and long 3. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to cap those off a little bit sooner than we would like to, just because, again, performance is paramount above cramming people in. They did some Apple Silicon slash ARM64 native library stuff, basically to allow everyone to use the Apple Silicon Unity editor. Not really going to impact players too much, but just the thing they did. They've done some fixes to the patrol helicopter. Ooh, that's a mistype on my article there. It's petrol helicopter, I wrote. Oops. It's patrol helicopter. More work, as I said, on the Ski-Doo vehicle and more work on this jungle ruins, which is going to be a new monument coming in the near future. The jungle ruins, maybe it'll come with kind of a new biome section of a jungle section. That would be cool. And it does seem like along with the jungle ruins, we're seeing work on crocodiles and snakes. And so it looks like there'll be some new adversarial PvE elements in the form of animals coming in potentially with the addition of this new monument. So that should be pretty cool. They did some fixes to the fishing tackle mission. It just wasn't working up to snuff, and they've resolved some things with that. They've allowed trains to smash through deployed cover barricades. So if a barricade is blocking a train, the train will smash the crap out of it, which is makes sense. They did some tuning to the motorbike headlights this week, and they're doing some more work on the crude gestures, which, if you recall, it's a couple new ways to give people in the game the middle finger and threaten them with your arm gestures. So, very fitting to Rust, as it were. And it started as a Hack Week project, but does appear like it might be coming in to the overall game at some point in the near future. No sign of when that will be. And they did disable saving on NBC vending machine traveling vendor to basically fix an entity leak. That would be cool if that was one of the things that is causing poor server performance. We are experiencing AI issues and memory leaks and log spam stuff. And that's another thing. They did wrap a bunch of the loose logs in Harbor Crane and Harbor Ship with editor checks basically to prevent some log spam. So hopefully we will see some better server side performance when the update goes live next week, but that does remain to be seen. It's one of those things that we can't really test until we get people live updated in the server and kind of see how performance is holding. But yeah, that about does it for what's going on in Rust development. A couple things I will say. A new round of Twitch drops is starting tomorrow for the Fancy Orb and Rustopia Global Warfare event. So definitely make sure to go to twitch.facepunch.com to link your accounts and check out this awesome event that will be going down starting tomorrow and running through, I believe it was the 29th. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the 29th. But just running for a couple days, but a good opportunity to get some free uh, skin drops and all that stuff. I will also say when it comes to the hacker situation, which if you tune in every week, you'll know I have been mentioning it every week. It does appear that there are some improvements. There have been some improvements to the hacker situation. We are noticing that we are having to ban less people. It is still in the realm of three figures a day of people we are banning. So it's like we went from 400 to 200, roughly, you could say. And of course, this is always an ebb and flow thing. So some weeks are worse than others are better. This was a better week, and I'm happy to report that. Although I will say the problem ain't solved yet. You know, going from 400 to 200 bans a day is good, but that's still 200 people in the servers caught every day hacking and ruining other players' experience. So I do look forward to continued improvements when it comes to the hacking situation and EAC doing a better job and Facepunch aiding with that endeavor. But I do acknowledge Facepunch and EAC for the improvements, and I thank them for prioritizing this because, again, hacking is one of the biggest issues in the game right now. If not, I believe it is the biggest issue in the game. So it's great to see forward progress on that. And I am happy to report we did actually, see some progress that was noticeable this week specifically. So shout out to Facepunch and EAC for making some improvements. And I look forward to those improvements continuing because we are definitely not there yet. But it's great to see. And with that, I'll open it up for some questions and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, so first off, there is not a question right now. Well, there is, but after. Um, but there is some deaf people in chat, and they are still asking about the subtitle. So if we could still look into that more, like we tried it and it didn't work, so we need to figure out what.
Yeah, we tried one and it didn't work. I've heard other things that other ones are prohibitively expensive to run. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just because it's running through some AI thing and it takes a lot of processing. But yeah, we'll look into that again. It probably won't be anything live for next week because we don't on the big monthly updates. We don't do big changes like that just in case anything goes on. But we will look into that a bit more and. I am, sensitive to that disability, and so we would love to be able to provide some closed captioning. And if you know of like a solid solution that works, please let us know in chat, and we'll explore it. We already explored a couple solutions, and they weren't viable. So I'm open to suggestions.
Yeah, it was added under the stream and all that, but it didn't work on stream when we had it on live. So yeah, I'm not sure what. Anyways, can you place the alarm underwater for a water base?
I don't believe the alarm is placeable underwater, but we could test that real quick just
Yeah,
to see.
same. I don't believe so, but let's test again just to be sure.
Uh, can you put an F1 grenade in the bill?
At the moment, yeah, it appears that you can. Yeah, so F1s, melees, you can shoot it out as well, and C4 if you place it right.
Huh.
Cool.
Where she's reading these questions. I'm reading these questions out from people in chat. So if they add my name, then I see the questions and then I read them out loud and Box will reply to them. So if you
Yeah,
have a
and that's
question.
at
Oh,
shadow underscore or
definitely.
no, jeez, I dead named her again. At Miss D underscore, that's me in chat.
And yep,
Oh,
definitely
oh,
can't be placed in water. There you go.
yeah, you get kicked.
Uh-oh.
Rip.
Ripperoni. Can the tin can traps be used inside the monuments?
Yeah, you can place it in monuments, you can place it on trees, and I believe you can place it in caves as well. It is still a work in progress, though, so take all this with a grain of salt. It is highly likely that something might change between now and when it likely goes live next week for the August 1st update.
Yeah. And also, can you place them inside the caves?
Yeah, I believe so. But we
Yeah.
can, hopefully, we can test that again real quick, although
We can
there's
for
only a
sure, yeah.
couple minutes left of this stream.
So yeah, there's not many questions right now, but let's talk a little about Charitable Rust maybe.
Oh, yeah, we are doing our yearly charity event. It goes off on October 12th. So that is a Saturday. And this year we are supporting Direct Relief, which we have supported in the past. A previous year we supported them. They're a great organization that brings aid to people in conflict zones around the world. And given the various conflict going on around the world, we thought that would be a very viable organization to support this year. But it's going to be a cool event. There's going to be a event server with a 2x vanilla gameplay and also opportunity for art contest and talent shows and parkour and some mazes and various other games, things that you can only really play during this event. The event server will run for a whole week, and but the main Charitable Rust event will be a 12-hour live stream on that Saturday, October 12th, 11 a.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to have some cool MCs. And also going on, we have the skin contest, which just has a couple days left. So a huge shout out to any skin creator who has participated and submitted. There are some incredible submissions that we've seen so far, and I'm really thrilled with what we've seen. So a thank you to all the skin creators who have participated. And if you are a skin creator, you do still have a couple days to submit some skins to potentially be part of either the Twitch drops or the item store sales. The item store proceeds go to the charity as well. So we've got it's going to be 4 skins on the item store, and the proceeds of which will go to this charity. And yeah, the tin can alarm does go in caves and is even harder to see. And yeah, and then there's also going to be Twitch drops as well for the week duration of the event. So we'll have a number of Twitch drops and all related to this charity. And so, yeah, again, thank you to all the skin creators and everyone else on the production team supporting and getting Charitable Rust going. We'll have more information and some trailers going live in the next month or so. We still got a couple months out, but we'll have more information as we get closer to the event. But in the meantime, just mark your calendars, October 12th, Saturday, and it's going to be running for the whole day. And we look forward to seeing you at that event.
Yeah, so why do you think Bugs chose 4 items for the Charitable Rust? So he can say 4 skins all the time.
No, actually, that's just what Face Punch gave us as the option for skins on the item store, and it just worked out. It took me a couple times saying, "Yeah, we've got 4 skins on the item store," and then oh yeah, that's a little double entendre there, but yeah.
Yeah. October what? Someone just asked.
12th. 1 2
12.
October 12th. It's Saturday, one of the first Saturdays in October. So mark your calendar. It's going to be going live the whole day, 11 a.m. Eastern, 12 hours to 11 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah. Will there be floating islands like last year?
Unfortunately, we had to forego the floating islands. They're going to be offshore islands now, basically because we were fighting against the vanilla state of the game. And there's a lot of stuff where things aren't meant to be floating in the sky, and we were running into some issues there. So, as much as I loved the floating islands and did want to keep them, our map creator strongly encouraged us to just make them offshore islands so that we don't have to kind of counterintuit all this kind of baked in stuff with the game, if that makes sense. But it's going to be very similar vibes to last year and more built out and more details. And we've got some artists working on some cool stuff. So I am really excited about this event. And it's going to be a cool event, a fun time, all supporting a great cause.
Yeah. Um, so someone is asking also, do you think we'll ever get a discount on in-game DLCs? You just missed it because that was last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, Face Punch celebrated their 15-year birthday, and with that, they gave 50% off everything. So you literally just missed it by a week, but I'm sure
Yeah.
it will happen again at some point in the near future.
Let me see here. Is the Rustafied team going to play an event like Rustafied versus devs?
Nope.
Nope.
Just no.
So, yeah. So,
We're, yeah.
yeah. Other than that, is there any other news on cheaters and stuff like that?
What I just said basically is it's still a problem. It got a little better this week, so we're noticing we're banning less people per day, but it's still in the realm of hundreds of people banned per day on just our servers alone. So it's still a problem, but it's gotten better. So I'm happy to report about that, and I look forward to seeing the situation continue to get better.
Oh, okay. So apparently he
And
was talking about the frontier and building skins and stuff like that.
yeah, I maybe they'll go on sale sometime. I'm not. We're not the developers of Face Punch. We're not on the Face Punch payroll. We're just fans of the game like you who love reporting on development news and running the best servers we can. So the fact of the matter is, I don't freaking know. I don't know. Maybe things have gone on sale in the past. They'll probably go on sale again in the future, but I have no clue when or to what extent.
Yeah. Let's do
But
a
cool, I got to
recap.
wind this puppy down in a couple minutes because I got to go. It's a short one today, but I'll give a quick recapity cap. There is the tin can alarm on staging. It's a little low level kind of perimeter alarm where you set it down and set a tripwire. It's just 100 wood, two empty tuna cans to craft, and it makes a little bell noise when someone walks through the tripwire. It's easily destroyable with a couple hits of anything, but the sound does go for a perimeter of about 50 meters, so it can be placed at monuments and on trees. So it's not just for base perimeter detection, but also if you're at a monument and you want to know, it can go in caves. It can't be placed underwater, but you can place it around and get aware of when people run through it. So that's a cool little thing. There was a Radtown Redux preview that went live on Twitter, gave some screenshots and a little bit more of an idea of what this new Radtown monument is. It's, of course, a throwback to the legacy days. It is a monument with about 8 outbuildings, a road running through it, and a stone wall around it. And yeah, it's going to probably have radiation and some loot opportunities. Not sure about scientists, but it looks like they're making good progress. So maybe we'll see it go live in the next month or two. There's more progress on shields, which is going to be a new defensive type of thing that you can use in conjunction with certain weapons, like certain pistols and certain melee weapons. And it'll help you block things. You can hold right mouse button to kind of block, and it will go in your backpack slot. So when it's not deployed, it'll be on your back and protect your back. When it takes damage, its condition will go down. When the condition hits 0, it will disappear. And it'll be interesting to see how the balance of this shield is put in place. And there's various other stuff going on. There's a new cupboard skin, which is going to be a hosting collab with the hosting company Shockbite. Yeah, I was going to say it's a new collab with Cloud Strike. Just kidding. But yeah, new cupboards can come in. You'll have to buy um, a hosting, thing with them, and then when you do, you'll get the cupboard skin. That's cool. There's more zipline improvements, so they're increasing the max zipline travel. It's just going to be like higher up and more travel distance for ziplines. That'll probably be coming in next month. There's some various fixes across the board, more work on the Cliffs rework project and the ocean wreck and underwater dive sites, and they're updating the Wolf AI and playing with some initial work on server-side ragdoll physics, and they allowed the Apple Silicon Unity editor to be used, and they're doing some fixes for patrol helicopter, and we might see that ski-doo vehicle again next week, which is that single person kind of, the player just holds it in front of them and it helps propel them through the water. There's more work on the Jungle Ruins Monument, which is a relatively new monument to be started on. It might include some form of jungle type biome of sorts, and it looks like there'll be crocodiles and snakes, so some other adversarial new animals coming in. And yeah, that's basically it. More work on crude gestures as well. And so that's what's going on. We will be back next week, as always, to show you what's coming in the update and when the update goes live. In the meantime, you can check us out on X, Rustafied on X, and we'll post what's hitting staging throughout the week. And yeah, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone for tuning in. Again, we're not the Face Punch. We're not the developers of the game. We're not on the Face Punch payroll. We're just an independent organization who loves reporting on development news and run the best servers that we can. And yeah, we've been doing it now for 11 years. And the only way we've been able to continue to do that throughout this time is through the support of the community. So to everyone who tunes in and watches each week, thank you. To people who give bits and subscribe on Twitch, thank you. And to our wonderful, beautiful, loyal VIP customers, thank you all so very much for the support. Much love to you all. And thank you for tuning in. Also, as always, Artemis and Misty. Yeah, I got that right. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for
Much Shadow.
being my co-MCs. Yeah, not
Yeah,
Shadow.
okay.
Totally not Shadow.
Yeah,
But
you're
yeah,
welcome, Bugs.
Yeah,
thank you
welcome as
guys. Much
always.
love. And with that, we're going to wind this puppy down. I hope you all have a wonderful week and a wonderful wipe. This is Bugs signing off.